Guys, it's Austin here with Mutation Creation, and on this week's episode of Saturday Snake School, we brought the ultrasound out, but we're not really doing an ultrasounding video. We're going to get back to that in another video. We're actually going to be talking about when to go and pair your females after they laid, or when you should start pairing again, especially if you do not have an ultrasound. So before we get into that, if you look at our racks here, you can see we got two of these little sleeves over here. One of them has the genetics of the female, and that's in the left. And if we look right here, the second one has the laid eggs cooking. That means that the female laid her eggs. They're either in the incubator or they already came out of the egg. And if that's the case, we look for about 4 months after and we start ultrasounding the females, because we notice between 4 and 6 months after laying, that's when they start to build follicles again, or actually are ready to be paired for that season. So we're going to go look at some females with laid, and we're going to go scan them with the Husbandry Pro app, and we'll just get all into that, and I'll explain more in a second. So we're logged into Husbandry Pro, and once again we have the laid stickers. We're going to be looking for a few of the laid ones. We already went through and picked a couple, and I believe the first one is right over here. So this is a 17 black pewter black pewter hypo, and I'm going to scan her just to make sure she laid recently. Quick view. So she laid inside of 17th of April. Right now it's the 12th of September. So it's 4 months, coming on the 5th month right now. So we're just gonna go over here, grab our ultrasound. And usually around that 4 to 6 month mark is where they start growing their follicles again. So just get a little bit of gel on your ultrasound. And if you do not have an ultrasound, what I would do is around the 5 month mark, start pairing your male once a month with the females that laid 5 months ago. And that's probably the best way to go at it. We're going to look right now on the screen here, and right away I'm noticing some 11 and 12 millimeter follicles. If Elias could just hit the snowflake button. And just measure one really quickly. If you look at this one right over here, you can see that circle. I'm going to go to the measure feature, start at the end right here, and go all the way to the end right here, and it's 11.8 millimeters, right in that 11 millimeter mark where we like to start pairing. So what we're going to do right now is actually take out the laid, grab a yellow. I'm not sure if I have one here with me, but I'll grab one right after. The yellows we have mean that they're ready to be paired. If you have a yellow-white, that means that it needs to get a male, so I'm actually going to need a yellow-white for this one. I'm just going to leave it open, and I'm going to input her data into the Husbandry Pro. So all I do is go over here, follicle development, and follicle size, 12 millimeters. We're going to round up to 0.2, and we'll move on to the next female. So last two females that we found are actually on the whole other side of the room. Let's go this way. One of them is right over here, and it is a super orange dream yellow belly calico, 100% het for pied. And this girl laid on the 22nd of May. So once again, she's coming up on that 5 month mark. And she's actually going into a shed. A lot of times people say you can't ultrasound inside a shed. You can, it's just a little bit harder to do. So here we go with her. A little bit of the gel on her. And she is a little hard to see with the shed. But right there, I'm starting to see the first follicles. And if you look at the top there, if you want to press the freeze button, you can see right over here we have a follicle. It's not that big. I'm going to say it's around 7 to 6 millimeters, and that means she's about a month to 2 months away from pairing, which is really good. So once again, her laid is going to come off. I'm going to input that info into the Husbandry Pro, and we'll move on to the very next snake. And so for the very last female, it's this one actually all the way up here. It's a Cinnamon Freeway. and she laid a little further back than the others inside of the end of February, so we actually missed her last month when we should have checked, because every month we check on the new ones. And right now she's on the hot side. She's a big, so she's not even that big. It's a cinnamon freeway girl, and she's kind of curling up for me, so I'm gonna do the best I can with her in this position. So put a little bit of ultrasound gel, and right there we have the gallbladder, and here we should get into the follicles. So here we got some smaller ones, so look around real quick, and it looks like we're getting ones from 7 all the way down to 5. So another one that is getting some bigger size follicles, because we'll show you one right now that just laid to go and compare. But out of the 3 females we checked, 1 is ready and the other 2 are not. And this one is actually a little bit longer at the 5.5 to 6 month mark, so I'm surprised that she already did not have follicles. But if I were to show you a female who laid very recently, if I can find one, and she laid about 3 months ago. We just cut her clutch not too long ago, and if we look at her, you can see there's her gallbladder, and you see how small those tiny little dots are. Those are about 3, even 2 millimeters. They're very small. That's what the average female looks like 2 to 3 months after laying. So you can see with the last female, she's around 7 to 5. The other female we had was around 7 as well, and the first female was at 12. All of them are a lot bigger than that 2 to 3 millimeter mark after they laid. So we noticed that they do build the most between that 4 to 6 month mark, and in that time they're usually ready to go by 6 months, and that female over there was ready at 4 months. So if you do have an ultrasound, go and check them out. But if you don't, I would go and pair my females 5 months after they lay, pair them once a month for a week long. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some insight on when to pair your females after laying. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.